Okay, this is a video I have for the Lee APS bench priming system. I figured I'd make this video because no one else has made one for this particular one. There are a couple videos for the bench mount, the press mounted version, which is discontinued, but not for this one. So I was going to go ahead and show how to do it. First, I'm going to show you what it comes with. It comes with this unit here, and then the handle, which is held on with these two screws. You can adjust the handle. I put it up at a high angle just to keep it out of the way of the Jeep that parks in here. It's in my garage. But anyway, along with that, you get these parts here, which I'll show. I'm hoping the light and magnification are good enough here, but I'll do the best I can. Anyway, you get this Allen wrench here. And this Allen wrench is to take the top of this off, and I'll get to that in a moment because I've already had to do that once because the thing jammed on me, and I had to get a part out of it. That's what this is for. So you get that Allen wrench. Get this Allen wrench, which is what you use to attach the handle, plus you adjust the depth, which is this screw right here. And that's my one real complaint about this system, by the way, is that adjustment screw. You cannot get to it without taking this handle off first with a 1/2 inch socket. Fortunately, there's no tension here, so this whole thing comes off the side. But in order to adjust that, you have to take the handle off completely because this wrench, just no matter what, it will not fit there. The arm is too long, and you just can't adjust that. So you need a cut-off Allen wrench, which this is not. So anyway, you also get two punches for the primers. The small punch, you see the larger end here is what goes down on both of them. You can see it's smaller. And you have the punch for the large primers. And again, the end is slightly bigger this time because the punch itself is larger diameter, so the big end goes down. And you get this lock pin, which is what you use to adjust the seating depth, which I'll show you in a moment. And then you don't want to lose that, by the way. And then the bushings. You have one for large primers, one for small primers. And I'm going to show you how you use those right off. Have your shell holder. So here's how you set it up. And I already have, by the way, my priming strips loaded. I'll show that in another video. Anyway, you take the bushing, these plastic bushings, and you put them on the underside. That's where I ran into a problem initially with this. I put them on top. You put them there, and you hold on to it, and then just slide it on. And what that does is it centers that pin. So anyway, I'm going to put that off, and I'm going to put the large punch in now. And here's something else they told you in the instructions. When you put these punches in, you must raise the ram all the way. Then and only then do you put the punch in. So you put the punch in all the way with it raised. If you don't, it gets jammed in there and you have to disassemble it and get it out. So keep that in mind. So now you can see the pins up and the pins down. So I'm going to go ahead and put the shell holder back in there, and I'm going to prime 45 Colt cases, which are all ready to go. They've already been cleaned, deep primed, and resized. So all I've got to do is prime them, and then I'll open the necks up and then after this, just so I can get this done. Anyway, how this tool works here, this is a lock pin, is when you seat your first case's primer, you insert that pin through that hole there. And then you release it. And what that does, it disengages this mechanism that feeds the primers. That way you can adjust your seating depth until you get it just right. And then, when you get your seating depth just right, you raise the ram again and pull the pin out. So you definitely don't want to lose any of these parts, including that pin. So anyway, that's in here. And I'm going to get my preloaded priming strips, which I know I have them. Okay, where in God's name did I put them? Ah, here they are. So anyway, I have 25 standard primer strips. These are for large pistol. And they're right here. And when you load them blend in first. And by the way, something else to know, when I first tried to load this, I tried to put it in here in this channel. It doesn't work that way. You actually lay it on top here. And you put it so that the anvil side's up, as you can see here. You push it in here gently, and until you hear one click. So I'm going to hear one click. That didn't work. Okay, yeah, I did it the wrong way. I'm sorry. I had to pull this out. You have to put this in first, where the hook is. That's what I meant to show. And you put that in first, then you push, you get one click. Yeah, then it lines up. So Take your first case, shell holder, raise the ram. I'm going to go ahead and put that lock pin in there for now, because it's possible my seating depth may be off a smidge. I don't think it is, but it may be. So take that out, and I have a depth gauge right here. The way it works is it's got one end that shouldn't wobble at all when it's seated depth is right, and it's not quite right, because this end wobbles a lot and the no-go end is wobbling. So it's an RCBS tool there that I have to use. So wonderful. I get to take the handle off and turn the seating depth, just as I was mentioning earlier. So you have to, there is no other way to get to this. This is one of the flaws of the system. I like it other than that. Once you get your seating depth right, it's wonderful. But this is really stupid the way they have this. They should have given us a better Allen wrench, one with a short arm, so that you do that. And anyway, here's the screw you adjust. Take the handle off altogether. There's simply no other way. And then I have to get my wrench here to undo the lock nut right here. Come on. And then turn that. There. So that screw is turned down slightly. It should be probably just enough, I hope. This is one of the, as I said, this is the thing. One thing about this system I think is very poorly thought out. They could have at least given us included a better Allen wrench with a shorter arm that would reach in there without having to remove the handle. I think that's just really, really poor design. I don't know why they did it that way. They could have either made this cutout so there was enough clearance to get the wrench in, or included a wrench with a shorter arm to get in there and engage that screw instead of requiring the handle come off. For the handle to come off, I think that's just dumb. It's not like RCBS to do dumb things like that, but oh well. So anyway, since I have that lock pin in there, it allows me to check it, reseat the primer without advancing the primer strip. Try that again. I didn't have it lined up. I hope that's right. Seems to be a little deeper. Now let's go ahead and move the lock pin. To do that, I have to raise the ram, pin out, set it aside. Now it indexes, as you can see. Put in my next case. Hope this is right. I'm going to put the lock pin in again just to be sure. Well, I don't know. Well, the no-go is not wobbling. The go is wobbling, so primer depth, it seems to be right now. Yeah. No-go side is not. Yeah, the primer's below flush now. That's what you want. If you don't have a primer below flush, it's not good. Put it in. Now I'll prime the next 23. This goes quickly. Didn't seat. Why didn't it seat? Didn't seat at all. I don't know. Hopefully it didn't skip a primer. They feel right now. Yeah, they seem okay. Okay, that was a disaster. That went completely wrong. Something it totally screwed up. So I get to seat that primer again after I come back to it. I have no choice. I don't know, I didn't raise the handle all the way. Something went wrong. You know, I have no choice. So let's just do it this way. Yeah, I don't think I managed to get the handle up all the way, and it just did not index properly. It did not feed the primer right. They're okay. Yeah, that one was just a bobble. I'll come back to it later. I'm not going to bother right now. As you can see, I'm new to this, so I could probably go quick with this. Not doing it. One thing I am learning is alignment is absolutely critical. Absolutely critical. The case is not all the way back perfectly. It will not self-align. It will not. So you must, absolutely must push the case all the way back, or it will not work. It will fail every time if you don't. Works really well as long as it's aligned properly. If it's even a tiny bit off, it won't work. Anyway, all but 3, which I have to come back to. So anyway, there's how that priming tool works. I had to